Hello, once again, my name's Jeremy, and I'm gonna do my third and most likely my final cast for a couple days here, featuring the red Protoss in this corner, OGS Hero, now known as Liquid Hero, and in the other corner, I have RVM Mentalist, and he is also Protoss, and he will be in the close position on this map. Now, one thing that I like about this map is in other matchups you're able to easily expand, but this one might not have such an easy expansion to defend. So a lot of times one base Protoss can be relatively effective, and yes, this is on the Korean server. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen here between these two players. I do know the hero is very good, and he does show a good skill in late game with a very effective micro, especially seeing as how he tends to favor stalkers and blink micro overall. Now, a thing to note is that Mentalist has gone for the typical timing on the gateway, but it was a little late for Hero. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any extra aggression from Mentalist, but it is completely up to him to decide. PvP is one of those matchups where if you do make a mistake and the opponent capitalizes on it, you are at a major disadvantage. But he's going to check the cross position first and not really pay too much attention to his close positions, not expecting any sort of rush due to the fact that the rush distances are so large. So he is going to go ahead and get that quick cybernetic score as well and start mining. Most likely going for some kind of 4 warp gate play. And there's the cybernetic score. Once again, a little bit behind for Hero because of that late gateway. Now, a big thing to note is because of the fact that they're saving up this chrono boost, you can assume that they are going to go for a typical 4 gate. I wish I could see what their banter is at the moment, because it does seem interesting, and they must be talking about the GSL in some capacity. Alright, so now the scout is going to get down to Hero's base, and he did quickly put down a second gateway, so he's not going for the typical warp gate. The 4 warp gate, as we're so used to in the past. Now Zealot is going to start chasing around the scouting probe from Hero, and he is going to continue to chrono boost another stalker and his warp gate. Meanwhile, a second gas is going down for him. Same for Hero, he has gotten that gas. And the 2 gates are now good to go. Now the Stalker Zealot combo is chasing away a scouting probe, so you can feel free to do whatever he feels like it would be the most adequate to do. This probe is sitting here to see what the Stalker's doing. The Stalker was actually checking for a quick proxy. But this probe is going to go down. And now there is definitely no scouting for Mentalist at all. So now they're running on these 2 gates, and the warp gate's almost finished, so it'll be interesting to see where they necessarily go from this. They will be able to save some money and spend it more on stalkers if they so choose. Now, a second gate is finally coming down for Mentalist, which actually puts him a little bit behind, but Hero is now going for a robotics facility, so we're going to see possibly some quick immortals with that warp gate tech. Now Hero is going to try and chase down this probe as much as he can. I don't know if he'll be able to get close enough to do damage, especially as he's leading him away from the base. That Stalker seems to have a bit of speed advantage. Meanwhile, Mentalist is deciding to put down 2 gateways, so he will be going for a sort of 3 gate play at the time. Now warp gate is finished, and he chrono boosted it, which was kind of silly. But he really wanted that to work. I don't know what that probe was doing, probably just leading him away. But now in Observer, the Fast Observer is coming out for him, but he's also upgrading even further. Now, I did notice that now a Dark Shrine is going down for Mentalist. I didn't even see the Twilight Council go down, but he is going for a DT Rush. But Hero has the Observer. I don't think he has even scouted the fact that he has a robotics facility. No, he has not. So I don't know how effective these Dark Templar will be, especially with this proxy pylon, which has been seen by Hero. Hero is, in fact, getting... he isn't exactly getting anything from this, but he is going into a Twilight Council, so you will see Blink. But Dark Templar are now being warped in, and his Observer just went by them. He needs to bring that back. He is... Ooh. Hero is going to go ahead and destroy that, but he will not see these DTs go into his base. They walk right by his stalkers and are just going to do some serious damage against these these miners. And taking away the gas, it could be a huge hit. But oh, now he notices there are DTs in his base. He needs to bring that Observer back home. He actually force fielded one into a corner, but he's going to lose a pylon. It won't supply block him, but it will do some serious harassment. Now, once that Observer does get back in, he does manage to snipe them and get rid of them. Meanwhile, his workers are going to distance mine for a little while, probably in pure fear and agony. Blink is being chrono boosted, so he definitely wants to get some of that Stalker micro out there. Meanwhile, Mentalist is doing the same thing. The harassment was done with the Dark Templar, and to be honest, it was pretty effective. He did do serious work on the mineral lines, as well as cut him down in supply so that he has to get more pylons out there. You always need more pylons. The Stalker's just going to notice that, go right by. You should poke his head out to see that he may have a larger army at the time, if he decides to be more aggressive with this. If he gets the Observer out there, he can blink into this hidden path and do just as much harassment. However, Mentalist knows this is coming. The attack is coming. Can he hold it off and blink away when possible? Yes, and he does. He did more damage than was done to him. Very effective. Now I want to see what exactly is their next step. Now Mentalist is going to go for the robotics facility so he can get that Observer out and get the detection that he needs. Also scout around a bit to see possible attacks incoming. That Observer very necessary for the Protoss army. Now a Dark Shrine is actually coming out for Hero, and he cancels right away. I think he changed his mind and realized it wasn't that necessary. I think he should save up a bit and go for a possible expansion, seeing as how he does have map control. However, Mentalist has put something here. You may see more DTs pop up at any time. He does notice it now after checking back there, and he is going to eradicate that pylon. So that will not be very effective. Now, like I said, I want to see some form of an expansion leading into more gateway units. Because right now, this is a large army. After a 4-gate, he has moved on to 4 gates, which can basically maximize the output for one base. Now, he is at a disadvantage for this conflict. He needs to be very careful of how he micros his units. With this Stalker army going just above him,